See what happens when you add Epsom salt to your plants. Epsom salt is a natural mineral that was first discovered in Epsom, England. People typically use Epsom salt in the bathroom to relieve aches and pains or internally as a laxative, but it is also a garden additive that expert gardeners swear by. It can help you produce lush, healthy plants, flowers and trees. Here are 7 amazing reasons to use Epsom salt in your garden. 1. Make fruit sweeter. Epsom salt, when added to trees, bushes and vines that produce fruit, boosts the chlorophyll inside the plant. When plants have more chlorophyll, they have more energy. When they have more energy, they produce more sugar. More sugar means sweeter fruit for you to enjoy. 2. Tree stump remover. Tree stump removal can be costly, but if you don't have the money to get a stump removed, let Epsom salt come to your rescue. Simply drill few holes into the stump and fill in the holes with Epsom salt. In weeks, the stump will begin rotting. 3. Epsom salt increases nutrient absorption. Many commercial fertilizers add magnesium to help plant roots take up vital nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. For those using all organic materials to feed their gardens, adding Epsom salt to soil will improve absorption naturally, eliminating the need for processed chemical fertilizers. 4. Lush lawn fertilizer. If your lawn isn't lush and beautiful, it probably needs a little magnesium in its life. To perk up grass, add 3 pounds of Epsom salt to every 1,250 square feet of grass and then water your lawn. 5. Beautiful blooming roses. Ever wonder why your neighbor's rose bushes are fuller than yours and sport so many more blossoms? It is highly likely that the answer is Epsom salt. Epsom salt to rose bushes encourages them to produce larger flowers with darker, deeper colors. To incorporate Epsom salt to your rose bush's diet, add it at the time of planting and when flowers are in bloom. 6. Keep leaves green. Plants that aren't getting enough magnesium can be identified by their yellowing leaves. This is because magnesium is an essential component in the production of chlorophyll. Try sprinkling Epsom salt around your plants to achieve healthier foliage. About 1 tablespoon per 12 inches of height once a month will benefit the plants in your vegetable garden, as well as any trees, shrubs, flowers, and grasses you want to green up. And 7. Produce abundant nightshades. Many people enjoy growing plants from the nightshade family such as peppers, tomatoes, eggplants and potatoes. All nightshades need a lot of magnesium, so that they produce greater yields. Epsom salt also helps improve the flavor of nightshades. To ensure the nightshades you grow in your home garden are abundant and tasty, add 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt to your peppers and tomatoes by sprinkling it around the base of the plant. If you want the salt to dissolve more quickly, add it to a gallon of water and water the plants with the mixture. You should continue to add the Epsom salt to your plants every 2 weeks. Now if you have any better ideas and suggestion of using Epsom salt in your garden, please share them in the comments below. Bury an egg in your garden soil. What happens few days later will surprise you. Good soil means everything for a gardener looking to raise healthy, happy plants. While there are certainly countless chemicals and expensive solutions, there are actually many simple things you can do to boost nutrients and maintain a successful garden. Curious to learn more? In this video, I'll show you 6 ways to make any type of soil enrich with nutrients naturally, after which you'll never feel the need to buy those expensive chemical fertilizers. 1. Raw egg. The solution for a thriving plant may be as simple as planting a raw egg. As you prepare your pots with soil, simply include a single raw egg at the bottom. Over time, the egg will decompose and works as a natural fertilizer for the seedlings. You can also use crushed eggshells which work just as good as whole egg. Eggshell has calcium, nitrogen, and phosphoric acid which make them an ideal choice for garden use. So next time you boil or fry an egg, don't throw away the eggshell but instead recycle them to grow seedlings. When the seedling is ready to be planted outside, place the shell and seedling directly in the ground. The eggshell will decompose over time and help fertilize the soil. 2. Banana skins. Bananas contain a number of nutrients including potassium, phosphate, sulfur, calcium, magnesium, and sodium. All of these things can help promote healthy growing for plants. Best way to effectively use banana peels is to cut them up into small pieces so that they can decompose faster. This will result in organic matter that helps establish rich soil. 3. Ash. If you have a fireplace, you'll love this free method for raising pH levels. You simply scatter the ash around the soil as a way to lower acidic levels. This will make it easier to grow a fresh crop. 4. Leaves. Allowing leaves to rot over a garden during winter will provide nutrients for the soil to prepare it for the next growing season. The leaves work to pull the organic matter back down into the soil, making it dark and rich. 5. Epsom salt. Epsom salts are especially good for soil. Low pH levels are usually an indication of a magnesium imbalance. To boost pH levels in the soil, dilute Epsom salt with water and spray on the plants. The vegetation will soak up the welcomed nutrients. 6. Use compost regularly. While using bits and pieces of natural matter can be helpful, combining many pieces of compost will only go one step further toward enriching your soil. There are a number of benefits of using natural compost regularly. It works to improve the soil structure while using less water and warding off common plant diseases. The soil benefits from added layers of nutrients, especially before a growing season. Bury tea bags in your garden. What happens to the soil will just surprise you. Why should you bury tea bags in your garden? Ending your day with a relaxing cup of warm tea is a great way to make drifting off into la la land a little easier. When most people finish their tea, they toss the used tea bag into the trash with little thought. After all, what could you possibly do with a used tea bag? It turns out, there's actually quite a few things you can do with used tea bags, especially in the garden. Keep watching to learn why you might want to bury those tea bags instead of tossing them in the trash. 1. Tea adds nutrients to the soil. Tea leaves contain tannic acid and nutrients that are natural fertilizers for a garden. The bag itself is made from fiber of abaca leaf stalks. As the tea leaves decompose, they release nutrients into the soil, creating a healthier growing environment too. Tea bags keep pests at bay. Used tea bags and coffee grounds will help keep bugs away from your plants. The odor deters the pests from chewing on your flowers and veggies. 3. Tea increases the decomposition of other items. If you are using tea bags in your soil or compost pile, the acid in the tea can speed up the decomposition process of other items in the compost bin, which means you can use the compost faster. 4. Tea bags help with water retention. Bury your tea bags near the root of your plants, flowers, and veggies to help the plants retain more water and stay healthier. 5. Tea bags help keep weeds at bay. When you bury your tea bags in the garden, they can help impede the growth of weeds, which means less work for you. 6. Your tea bags can grow a garden. Believe it or not, you can grow your own garden with used tea bags, seeds, a plastic tray, water, and a paper towel. You'll germinate your seeds with the tea bags and then plant them in the garden. 7. The smell of tea works on cats too. Sprinkle coffee grounds or used tea grounds around your garden to keep Fluffy from urinating on your favorite plants too. You can use this with indoor plants as well. 8. Reduce garbage. Burying your tea bags in the garden or tossing them in your compost pile helps eliminate excess waste. And 9. Worms eat the tea leaves. Worms can safely consume tea leaves. Once they digest the leaves, they produce a more nutrient-rich output, making your soil healthier for growing plants. Have you ever buried tea bags? Let us know in the comments. For homemade organic pesticide every gardener must know. Homemade organic pesticide, aphids, spider mites, and other pests can cause serious damage to flowers, fruits, and vegetables. These creatures attack your garden in swarms, literally draining the life from your crops and often inviting disease in the process. Many chemical pesticides can prove unsafe for the environment or may make fruits and vegetables unsafe for consumption, however. Thankfully, there are many homemade, organic options for you to turn to in your war against pests. Remedy 1. Using chilies and garlic, combine 1/2 cup, 113 grams, of hot peppers with 1/2 cup, 113 grams, of garlic cloves or onions. You may also use both onions and garlic. All the vegetables should be chopped prior to use. Blend the vegetables together in a blender to form a thick, chunky paste. Add the vegetable paste to 1/2 liter of warm water, mixing the ingredients together thoroughly. Pour the solution into a plastic or glass container and allow it to sit for 24 hours. If possible, keep it in a sunny location. If not, at least keep the mixture in a warm spot. Next, pour the solution through a strainer, removing the vegetables and collecting the vegetable-infused water into another container. This water is your pesticide. Pour your pesticide into a squirt bottle and spray on the affected plants. Remedy 2. Using orange peels, peel an orange and place the peels into a glass container and pour 2 cups, 500 milliliters, of boiling water over the peels, allowing the solution to sit in a warm spot for 24 hours. Next, pour the solution into a strainer, removing the peels and saving the citrus-infused water. Add a few drops of castile soap. Peppermint-scented castile soap may prove especially effective. Mix the solution thoroughly to combine. Pour the pesticide into a large squirt bottle and spray the entire plant to ward off most soft-bodied pests. Remedy 3. Using neem, combine 15 milliliters of neem oil with 1/2 teaspoon mild soap. Many believe neem oil, which comes from a bitter tree leaf, to be one of the most effective natural pesticides in existence. Mix the neem and soap into 2 liters of warm water, stirring slowly but thoroughly. Pour the pesticide into a spray bottle and spray on spots where you can clearly see pests or signs of pests. Remedy 4. Using tobacco. Mix 1 cup of tobacco into 2 liters of water. Sit the mixture out in the sun or in warm location, allowing it to rest for 24 hours. Check the color of the mixture. Ideally, the pesticide will look similar to the hue of a light tea. If it is too dark, dilute it with water. If it is too light to see, allow it to sit an additional few hours. Add 3 tablespoons of mild liquid dish soap to the solution and mix thoroughly. Pour the mixture into a large squirt bottle. Shake the solution inside the bottle once more to combine it further and spray on affected plants. Eight vegetables and herbs you can regrow again and again inside your house or garden. Here are 8 such vegetables and herbs you can regrow again and again in your garden. Do you throw your garlic bulbs out once they start to sprout? What about your potatoes when they get a little wrinkly? How about ginger root that sits out on the counter too long? Well, you could be getting a lot more value out of your produce than you may realize. Many popular edibles can be regrown from the scraps you are likely throwing out. Keep watching for a list of veggie scraps you will want to hang on to, from here on out. 1. Basil. Basil is a breeze to propagate. Simply take some healthy, fresh, 4-inch cuttings from a young basil plant. Leave just 2 sets of leaves at the top of each cutting, and remove the remaining leaves. Then, submerge the cuttings in a few inches of clean water. It may take between 1 to 2 weeks for roots to form, after which plant it in a small pot for the windowsill, or out in your garden. 2. Mint. Another herb worth growing from cuttings is mint. Much like basil, you'll want cuttings about 4 to 5 inches in length. Remove lower leaves and place the cuttings in clean water. Once roots develop, transfer to a container filled with potting soil. 3. Green onions and scallions. Do you love to toss some green onions on just about everything? Buy them once, and then grow them from the scraps on a windowsill. Place the root left over from the green onions in a couple of inches of water. And in just a few days you'll notice roots form, but also the leaves will start to grow. Continue to harvest while in water, or plant in a container of potting soil. 4. Ginger root. Have you ever bought ginger root and noticed little buds forming? Plant it. You'll have fresh ginger to harvest soon enough. Soak the roots overnight to encourage growth, and then you can transfer it to a container filled with potting soil. Ginger doesn't like standing water, so make sure your container has drainage holes. 5. Garlic. If your garlic cloves start to sprout, plant them. Garlic is one of the easiest plants to grow over and over again. One clove planted in the garden, in either early fall or late winter depending on your area, can multiply into a bulb of multiple cloves. 6. Celery. Celery follows the same protocol as many others. Once you use the celery stalks, save the end that's left over. Place it root side down in clean water for around a week, then transfer the celery to rich, well-draining soil and watch it really start to take off. 7. Lettuce. Buy a fresh head of lettuce, make a salad, and plop the base of the leaves you're left with in a couple of inches of water. Within a week it will begin to regrow. And 8. Sweet potatoes. If you love sweet potatoes, consider growing them yourself. Submerging more than half of a sweet potato in a glass of water and sitting it on a sunny windowsill. Wait for sprouts to form and reach 4 inches or so. Once roots form and grow a little, plant out in the garden. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want more recipes and tips, subscribe to the channel.